Welcome back, friends. Welcome to another video from Shomu's Biology, and in this video we'll be talking about habitat and niche. Habitat and niche. So what is habitat and what is niche? What is the difference between habitat and niche? You can call it a niche or a niche, whatever you want. Now the major difference between habitat and niche is that first let's talk about each of them separately, then we combine them together. So habitat is all aspect of the place or the environment an organism lives. That's the habitat of that organism. So wherever you live, wherever I live, wherever a cat lives in a particular area in this whole ecosystem, that whole parameters together, everything known as its habitat, the place the organism lives. Lives means it lives without any kind of alteration, without any kind of problem, natural living system of an organism, that is known as an habitat, which includes the environments, which include all the biotic factors and abiotic factors. Remember, so it's all of the parameters including biotic factor, all biotic factors and abiotic factors. That is the habitat of the organism. Now what is a niche? Niche is much more constricted, much more specific. Niche is the area of the organism, or niche means it includes all the important things that an organism require to survive and reproduce properly in a particular place. So whatever parameters are required for an organism to live as well as reproduce a healthy way is called niche. All of them together is called niche. And if we talk about niche, that includes I mean it is the functional, we call it a functional area, and these are some selected parameters only, not all the parameters, selected parameters. Which are those parameters? It includes three things: abiotic factors, it includes the behavior of the organism, and it includes the food habit or the food source. These are the three major things that restrict an organism to live in a specific area, and that is known as its niche. Okay, so that is the difference. In case of habitat, we have everything, biotic factors, all the biotic factors and abiotic factors, everything. But in case of the niche, we have abiotic factors, behavior of the organism, and food source with which the organism live there. So these are the main difference between habitat and niche. Now we must talk about another thing, like so we know the difference between the habitat and niche now. So niche is much more constricted. It's not only the habitat but also the food habits, the behavior of that organism that matters also as a niche. Now alongside we must talk about a simple concept that if an organism, let's say there are multiple organisms living in a particular habitat, and that is true. For example, a cat, a dog, a bird species, and multiple species live together in a particular habitat, and we all know that, right? So many organisms can live in a particular habitat, but organisms with the same niche cannot live together without competition. That is the idea. Remember, because if the organisms niche are the same, if we have two different organisms, let's say organism A and organism B, both of them have same same food habits and same behavior, say A and say B, same food habits, same behavior. Let's say they both are carnivorous, right? And they also feed on same type of food source, and they are living in the same place. So what it will do, it will result in competition, right? So it will do some competition, just like say a wolf and a tiger, if lives together and both of them feed on rabbit, in that case they will turn up in the competition. And if there is development of a competition, it will give us two different outcomes. So it generates a competition, and a competition always have two different outcomes. What are those outcomes? One outcome is that they will interact, they will compete for survival, and one will win and one will lose that competition, and the one which will lose will be completely taken out from the environment, right, extinct from the environment. Or in the other hand, they can have a mutual understanding between themselves, and due to this mutual understanding they can stay there. By some modifications of their habits they can live there, and there are multiple examples for that. So this is a mutual understanding, or we can call it, it is say just, or it's a compromise that one organism or both of the organism have to do to survive together in the environment. And there are multiple examples for that also, and we'll see that later. But that in a sense is habitat and niche, and I hope you understand what is habitat and what is niche. Thank you.